Hello everyone, and this is just going to be a quick overview of the Objects and Data Structures Assessment Test. So you can go ahead and go to NBViewer or GitHub as we described earlier to get a copy of this notebook. If you're an NBViewer, you can just click right here at the top right to download it. And I'm just going to go over the questions, make sure you understand all of them and what they're asking. So in this question right here, test your knowledge, first thing I want you to do is just write a brief description of the following object types and data structures we've learned about. So number, string, lists, tuples, and dictionaries. Don't worry about sets and booleans for this question. Okay, so then there's going to be a couple questions for each of the different object types or data structures we learned about. So in numbers, first question, I want you to write an equation that uses multiplication, division, and exponent, addition, and subtraction to equal 100.25. So this is just test your memory of the basic arithmetic commands. So go ahead and feel free to work backwards from 100.25. So you can start with like just dividing 100, then taking a power to it, or it's a square root, etc., etc. All right. Next question. I have here 2/3. So I want you to explain what you believe the cell below is going to output, and how can you change the answer if it is correct? So remember that discussion we had of the division between Python 2 and Python 3. That's what that question is getting at. All right, then next thing, I want you to answer these questions right here. What's the value of these expressions? And do it in your head without typing code. This has to do with order of operations to make sure you understand. And then you can type the code out to check your answer. All right. Next question, what is the type of the result of the expression 3 plus 1.5 plus 4? After that, what would you use to find a number's square root as well as its square? So I'll let you go ahead and fill in that cell once you're there. Next section is going to be strings. So given the string hello, so you can see here s equals hello, given an index command that returns e. So you can use the code below. So basically give some sort of index so I only get e out. Then I want you to reverse the string hello using indexing. So you can go ahead and code that there. And then again, given the string hello, I want you to give two methods of producing the letter O using indexing. So I expect you to be able to come at least with two methods to produce just the letter O out of that hello string. Okay, moving along, we have lists. So questions here, I want you to build this list, 0, 0, 0, 3 zeros, using it two separate ways to build it out. After this, I want you to reassign the hello in this nested list to say goodbye. So that's going to check your understanding of index levels for a nested list. Then I want you to sort the list below. See if you remember how to do that. Moving on, we'll have dictionaries. So using keys and indexing, grab hello from the following dictionaries. So this is going to get progressively harder and harder. Right now, this one should be pretty simple for you. So I want you to use keys and index calls with brackets to grab hello out of this dictionary, then out of this dictionary, then out of that dictionary, and then out of this dictionary. So you notice the nesting gets harder and harder. Okay, then I want you to answer the question, can you sort a dictionary? Why or why not? Tuples, what's the major difference between tuples and lists? And how do you create a tuple are the questions there. Sets, what is unique about a set? Use a set to find unique values of the list below. And then booleans. So for the following quiz questions, I have a brief table here of all the comparison operations. So I want you to go ahead and read through this. There's an entire section devoted to comparison operators, but this will be a nice little preview for you to read. So go ahead and read this, but basically what it's saying is here we have the operator, the description of what it does, and a quick example. So for instance, this equals equals is an example of checking if the two operands are equal. So then the condition becomes true. So A equals B in this case is not true, but A equals A would be true. And then the greater than, less than, etc., etc. So I want you to go ahead and look at these, and before you run the cell, answer what the boolean you believe will be. Okay, so don't worry too much about these operators if they're confusing you. As far as the comparison operations, then you can go ahead and feel free to skip this section and wait until you complete the comparison operators section of the course. Okay, then there's one final question. So given these two nested lists, what do you think will be the output of this cell block? And then run it to check your answer. Okay, that's it, and good luck on your first assessment. Okay, thanks guys.